Okay, let's bring in the former Labor Senator Stephen Conroy now. Stephen, it is good to see you today on a day when Manchester United got thumped. But anyway, we don't really need to talk about that. On to this episode with China again. You know, you can make all these protestations and say don't do it, but they keep on doing it. So what do you do beyond that?
Well, look, they're continuing this behaviour all across the South China Sea and the other seas. I mean, you just got to look at the confrontation in the Philippines recently, where inside Philippines territorial claims, there was quite a serious confrontation between their coast guard as they try and pretend. So China's behaviour is consistent, and what it's doing is bringing together. The new leader of Indonesia, the new president, has indicated he's got concerns about China. It's a new president in the Philippines. We already know that South Korea and Japan are moving closer to their alliance friendships with both Australia and the US. Vietnam have expressed concerns. So ultimately, what Australia needs to do is improve and maintain relationships with all of those countries that I've just talked about.
Yeah.
China can't be believed. Like, no matter what their words are, you just got to judge them on their action.
But, I mean, is there anything more that can be done from other than words, though? I mean, Malcolm Davis from ASPI thinks maybe we got to go bigger. Maybe you got to, pull back on some exports. There's a financial lesson, even though we need the money.
Look, I don't know that. I mean, they've engaged in economic coercion against Australia. We condemned it. I'm not sure that they're not suddenly engaging in a sort of economic boycott by denying exports would be smart, either politically or economically. As I said, I think ultimately the message we have to send to China is that coercion, whether it's this style or their economic, or they're diplomatic, or trying to bribe and buy their way into the Pacific Island nations, we will resist. We will work with our allies, work with our friends, work with other countries who all have similar concerns. And we've got to just tighten those alliance and friendship relationships. That is ultimately the only thing that China will respond to. A concerted show of will from all of its neighbour nations.
It's not going to stop, though, is it?
No, look, they are determined to progress what they believe is their historical right. There is no, as the International Court has ruled, there is no substance to the claims. Not a scintilla, not even others, and maybe. It was one of the most damning judgments by an international court that I've read. And it absolutely castigated the Chinese and said there is no credible support, no historical back that they can draw on that supports their claim. And what did they say? We don't care what that court says. So they have kept going, they've kept militarising, they're now engaged in dangerous activities. It's not the first time that they've targeted Australian planes or helicopters. We've had lasers into the lights of pilots. We've had junk dropped in front of planes before, and now this one, which is getting increasingly dangerous. We can keep making representations, but they will give us lip service, and they will continue, in their view, business as usual. We need to build those alliances, which we'll be doing. We need to increase defence spending, which we're doing. We need to draw on our friendships and our allies to send a united message that the world will not be bullied. We want to have China follow the normal international rules, and we've just got to keep pressing on with that.
Okay, on with the show. Stephen Conroy, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.